sets. Okay? They purchased 6 desk sets. All right? Each set consists of one table and one chair. He paid $48.50 for each chair. Here's the question. If he paid a total of $663 for 6 sets, the cost of each table is, so we got to figure out what the cost of each table is. So now this is a section on equations, so I'm basically, there's something that I don't know, which we're going to label as x, or we could call t for table. It doesn't matter what the variable is. And then we're going to plug in a bunch of numbers, and we're going to set it equal to something. Does that make sense? So at the end of it, we're going to have x equals some stuff, but that's not how it's going to start off. What is it that we're trying to find the value of? We were writing that down, so I'll reread it. It says a school administrator bought 6 desk sets. Each set consists of one table and one chair. He paid $48.50 for each chair. If he paid a total of $663 for 6 sets, not each, for 6 sets, the cost of each table is... Now there's lots of ways to solve this. I think everybody in this room could probably just do math and figure out the thing, but the challenge is how do we set up one equation that has a variable that will give us the answer. So the first thing is, what is the unknown that they want us to find? Yes? The price of each table. I could just say table equals t. So when I set up my equation, I'm going to have a t in it somewhere. And I'm going to need an equal sign. So what does this whole thing equal? Yeah. We know that the total price that they paid was $663. So now I'm going to put the letter T and a bunch of other stuff over here. Now, if I were to break this down, this cost comes from 6 times, well, let's just say that desk equals D. So I would say 6 times D plus 6 times T equals 663. They're asking about T, so let's see if we can find some information about the value of the desk. Let's reread this. A school administrator bought 6 desk sets. Each set consists of one table and one chair. He paid $48.50 for each chair. Oh wait, I used the wrong terminology. It's not desk, it's chairs, right? These are desk sets. So there's a chair, right? And so it's 6 chairs and 6 tables. But what do we know about the chairs? The value of each chair is $48.50. What can I do with that? I can plug that in. In my next line, I could say 6 times $48.50 plus 6 times whatever the cost of the table is should total up to $663, right? Does that make sense? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to start moving stuff away. But before I move stuff away, one thing that we don't necessarily talk about is that I'm going to need to simplify things on the left-hand side of the equal sign. In other words, I need to go in and multiply 6 times 48, 50. So I'm just going to do that on a calculator. And I get the total amount paid for all the chairs was $291 plus 6 times t equals 663. Probably the hardest part about this problem is setting up that equation. You guys all did fairly well on solving two-step linear equations, which is what we have, right? But you got to set up the equation properly. So that means you got to look at it about 27 examples to kind of get a feel for it. All right, what do I do next? Subtract what? 291. We have a positive 291. We want to make it look like x equals some stuff, so I need to start moving stuff away from the t, right? We need to move stuff away from our variable. So that is absolutely correct. I'm going to subtract 291 because that's a positive 291. So I want to cancel these out. 291 minus 291 equals 0. But whatever I do on one side of the equal sign, I have to do on the other. 663 minus 291 leaves me with 372. And then I just drop this 6t down. All right, what do I do next to get t by itself? Divide by what? 6. 6 originally is being multiplied by t. To move the 6 away from the t, I do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. I want to move the 6 away, so I divide by 6. Whatever I do on one side of the equal sign, I have to do on the other. That gives me t equals 62. What does that mean? Table's what? Yeah, each table costs $62, which was the question they were asking us. So even though I got t equals 62, I need to go back and reread the question. If he paid a total of $663 for 6 sets, what is the cost of each table? $62. Does that make sense?